all right. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. You had some time to rest, some time with the family. You guys, I really, really hope you guys took some time away from trading just to, just reconnect with everyone, with everyone, with your loved ones and things like that, and really, really just clear your head and coming into the week very, very fresh and ready to roll. We have a busy week ahead of us. This is going to be one of the most consequential week of May. Not only because for my fellow Haitians, tomorrow is Haitian Flag Day, so I want to wish all the fellow Haitians here happy Haitian Flag Day. But it's not because of that. The reason I'm talking about strictly speaking about the market, I'm talking about Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Nvidia report earning on Wednesday, and whatever happens with this earning, the stock market is either going to keep squeezing higher or we are going to tank. Nvidia reporting typically tells us exactly where the market is going to go, at least for the next couple of days. All right. So we have to monitor that very, very closely and see exactly how all of that is panning out. All right. So we have a few things to cover. Once again, just a reminder: the S&P 500. Although we had a brutal Friday, we still closed at 7,400. Again, you have to remember, like I tell you guys, the market likes those very round numbers, those even numbers, like 7,000, 7,500. For a lot of people, these are take profit levels. As soon as they get to those levels, you are going to find a lot of buyers, a lot of resistance. Because for some people, this was their line. They have been holding. They got in maybe around like 7,100. They wanted to see them move to 7,500 or to 7,000, whatever it is. Whenever you have those even round numbers, the market typically finds some resistance at those levels, and that's pretty much what happened. And for the Nasdaq, it was around, I believe it was around 26,500. Did we get to that? I think we might have, or 26,250, something like that. But still, it was a slight pullback. If you're looking at the weekly candle actually looks did not look bad at all. It looks very good. But at the same time, we have to see what the near term is doing, and the head, sort of like all the headwinds we are facing. Now, we just had a new Fed just got sworn in. Kevin Walsh just got the job. Kevin Walsh is in right now. Jimmy and Power Path, I appreciate you guys being here. Hello, hello. Just a reminder, if you are here, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you guys are here, you guys know though your engagement is how this channel keeps on growing. For those of you guys watching on replay or on demand, again, I know most of you guys are not subscribed, but you guys are always here watching those videos, commenting and everything. I would appreciate if you guys can just subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. All right. That being said, guys, we have a lot of different storms ahead. Now we can still maybe not escape fairly well, but this is going to be very, very tricky. Why? We have rising inflation. We already got the numbers. Inflation is rising. We know that. The job market is not doing very well. We know that. We also got a new Fed, as I just mentioned. Kevin Walsh just was just approved by the Senate. Every single time we have a new Fed chair, we typically get a 5 to 20% drop in the market because the market likes to test the new Fed chair and how they're going to react. That's the way you want to phrase it. Or you could just say there are uncertainty. They don't know exactly how this guy is going to work. So they want to, some people just want to remove money away from risk. They just de-risking and say, hey, let's see how things are going to go. If this guy know what he's doing, and whatever, before we feel confident to put money on the market and take on those kind of risk. So you have all these things going on, and there's a possibility we also might go back to dropping bombs in Iran, bombs flying all over the place. We had some drones attack today once again. So again, I just wanted to give you guys the setup as far as what we're walking into. But guess you guys know what we do here. All right, what we do here is we go into the charts. We go into the chart and let the charts tell us exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't mean we're oblivious to what's going on in the world. We have to know what's going on in the world because everything has context, right? All right. Quick reminder, I am not a financial advisor, guys. Nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. If you are looking to trade, make sure you do your own due diligence. If you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor. As attractive as I may be, as much as you guys love me, as much as I love you guys, I cannot tell you whether to buy or sell. What I'm doing here is just transcribing what the market is telling me. I'm pretty much translating to you guys what the charts are telling me and how I'm executing in the market. But this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes. But over here, you guys know what it is. This is no fluff, no BS, right? I'm not trying to come in and say, hey, I did this play and it worked so great now. And if I'm gonna do something, I told you, hey, I'm waiting for this level for me to get in, or I may come in and say, hey, you know what, I got into this play, and things like that, and this is how we are doing. So you can track my success. You can track it. It's very open. All right, guys. It is time. Enough talking. That is enough talking. I know you guys love hearing me talk, but you know what? Most of you guys are here for the charts, all right? So let's get into it. We're gonna get right into it, all right? What's a Sunday without having fun? We gotta have fun with this here. This is what we are looking at right now with the S&P 500. As you guys can see, this is the S&P 500. The daily does not look very good. I'm gonna be upfront with that. Now, if we look at the weekly, even the weekly, the weekly is not great. Um, because of that long tail that we have at the top, is it possible we put in a bearish candle that really give us an evening star here? We have to be careful with that. As of right now, I'm not really seeing that yet. When you're looking at beside, the MACD is actually extended and actually was down, and this is the one thing that I struggle with to try to say, okay, you know what, should I consider this three candles here as an evening star, or since this was not a doji, is it not possible to use that? So that's one of those things I'm looking at, but I still know this is going to be a major level for us. This level is a level the bulls need to defend. As of right now in the overnight market, it is not looking good, but we absolutely need to defend this level. If not, this will be our next level, which will be right around 735. All right. Again, this is what we are looking at. Let's dig in just a little deeper. Just to look at the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour is giving this. Now we have to be careful. There's a possibility in the overnight market we might resolve this where we drop to this level, bounce, come here, we test that, and guess what? If we test that, you guys already should know which pattern we are looking for. We are looking at right there, and that would give us our. This is left shoulder. This is the head. So that would end up being this, right? Right there. This would be a head and shoulders pattern. Now, this is the higher probability as of right now. As of right now, this is our higher probability. Does that mean this is exactly what's going to happen? Absolutely not. A lot can change overnight. Again, a lot can change overnight. A lot can change in the morning. I do expect some tweets to come out, some posts to come out to try to push the market up because, as I keep telling you guys, the stock market is the only part of the U.S. economy that is still working. Everything else is pretty much really horrible right now. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just giving it to you guys straight. All right, giving it to you straight. Going into a 2 hour time frame. What is the 2 hour doing? Again, you guys can see that the 2 hours is showing us. Hey, remember when I was saying you guys right here that we had an inverted head and shoulder pattern, meaning most likely we're gonna get that squeeze. That's what we had. But right now, what we have is most likely a head and shoulder pattern, which means most likely we may drop. All right. So again, if you don't have anything, what I'm doing, this is one of the things. Even though this is me getting a little bit ahead of myself. Tomorrow. I'm going to buy a little VIX. All right, that's my hedge. I'm going to buy a little VIX. I'm gonna put up depending on how the market closed, I may buy some QQQ puts just to protect my portfolio. You guys know how I do this over here. Going in at 30 minutes. Now, again, the 30 minutes is a little clearer. This is the scary part for me. If you look at that left shoulder, head, right shoulder is being done at a lower level. This is scary to me. The right shoulder was being done at a lower level. And this to me is the most scary part because that means we are extremely bearish. When you see a head and shoulder pattern is being formed and the right shoulder is being formed lower than the left shoulder, that means we are extremely bearish. Does that mean automatically we're going to push down? Absolutely not. It does not mean that. As if we look at the MACD, it is possible we come and we do some type of double bottom in the MACD and squeeze higher. But the fact that we are now in negative territory, right? Look at that. This was a lower high. Now, if we squeeze lower, we might come and make another lower high, which means we might keep squeezing lower. You guys have seen it. We have spoken about that. And the way this market has been pushing, the market is due for a pullback. Um, I hope tomorrow is not some type of Black Monday situation or anything like that. But as of right now in the overnight market, it does not look pretty. I'm gonna let you guys know that right up front. As of right now, it does not look pretty. All right. Again, if you are here, I know I see a few of you guys popping in and whatever. Give me that thumbs up. Give me that like. A thumbs up. Smash the like button. Give me something. Those engagement really really help the channel. I would really appreciate that. Um, let's see once again now. Let's go in the Qs. Actually, let me look at the daily. The daily, what you should be looking at again. This is our levels. Our levels are our levels. Most likely, the way the option market has priced things in, we most likely going to gap down or we're going to gap up. We're going to gap. There's a gap coming. Highly likely we gap down, and if we do, you have to be on the lookout for a possible retest if we do it and get that additional push. Now look at what happened, right? That day. Look at what happened here. All right, we gap all the way down here. We actually went, at some point we went up and actually touched the bottom, like the low of the previous day right here, right? We touch it and then we push back down. Right at the close, we push back down. This is why I can always tell you guys, this is one of those easier trade you wanna do. You watch those levels. Watch those levels and see how things play out. All right, so that's the cues. Again, right now for the cues, based on looking at what this is the RSI. Let me bring that up a little higher. Look at what the RSI is doing. Printing straight down, and it's way, way overbought. It's way overbought. So most likely, the higher probability trade tomorrow, as far as direction, is a move down. This is what we're going to be looking at. Let's go in the cues. What is the cues telling us? The cues looks a little better than the S&P 500. The Qs is not just a little, actually a lot better. But the Qs give us a doji, right? Pretty much a doji. If we go on the weekly give us a perfect doji actually. The weekly looks a bit scary, right? The weekly looks a little scary, in my opinion, but the daily does not look that bad because we have a level of support right in this area, right around, let's say, 705, 706, 70, between 706 and 704, 705. So right there, we have some support. Now, if we gap down and we lose it, our next level of support really is going to be down to like 699. If we lose 699, that's when things start looking really, really bad pretty quickly. All right, let's go in a 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. I'm still seeing some sort of support. So in the 4 hours, we do have a trend line that is right here. We're going to have to either gap below it. If we got below it, if we take that, what I'm going to wait for is a retest and possibly write this thing down. That's the way I'm looking at it. Or see if we don't gap below it, see how the market reacts right on that trend line. See if we can actually get a bounce and squeeze higher. These are the kind of things I'm going to be looking at. Again, these are the probabilities that I currently see. All right. But if we bounce and squeeze, we have room. We have a lot of room. if we can bounce and squeeze higher, we have a lot of room. I think that's a slim possibility, but you can never ignore it. All right. As of right now, what I'm looking at, based on what I'm seeing in the 30, that's the 4 hours, and looking at what the RSI is doing. Let me just move the RSI altogether. By the way, looking at the RS, not just the RSI. Do you guys see what the MACD is doing? Look at that. We made a new high. That's bearish divergence. We making new highs while the MACD is making lower highs. So we have that bearish divergence, which means a possible move down coming. But at the same time, we have to watch the 2 hour time frame and see how the 2 hours reacts. Do we come here, bounce, and push right back up? Because right now on the 2 hour time frame, we're still in positive territory. Are we going to dip below that, or do we actually just curl right there and try to squeeze? Because right now there's a lot of short position in the market, and if we can get some sort of push, that this market is going to win because all those shorts going to have to cover. All right. Now, uh, again, so that's that. Let's take a look at the 30 minutes. Again, 30 minutes is doing what? Same thing. Seems like we are pushing we actually pushing lower. Now, good. Let's talk about some good news. If you are somebody who likes to trade, you guys know I love watching these things. What are we seeing here? This is Microsoft. Microsoft has not ran up while everything has been climbing, making new highs. Microsoft has missed out on this party. So as of right now, Microsoft is still down more than 23% from its high. So that means this thing has legs. It has room. This is one of the cheapest stock right now. I mean, you can say Microsoft is in hyperscaler. Microsoft is still making money head over fist. But for whatever reason, they sort of like fell out of love a little bit. I guess that was how people punish whenever things don't go well. Bad news for OpenAI, since they were a big investor, they pay for it. But what are we seeing here, guys? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So what we are seeing here is a pattern I have spoken about over and over and over. Multiple times I have spoken to you guys about that. If we can actually cross above 431, we're currently at 422. If we can cross above 430, let's even say about 429 to 430. If we can squeeze above that, we can get a nice one on Microsoft right now. Let's look at the MACD. The MACD is setting up to curl right. We are in positive territory, which is great news, but it's actually setting up to squeeze higher. So that would give us a higher low in the MACD, meaning we are going to go higher. Now, if you want to trade Microsoft, but you don't have a lot of capital, there's a different way there's actually multiple ways you can do that. But another stock you can use, well, it's not a stock, it's more like a leverage, you know, is it MSFU? Yeah, it's an a leverage bull ETF for Microsoft. It's a lot cheaper. You can just buy the shares, hold the shares, and wait until you get that one. Let's say we want to all-time high. You're talking about a double up on your money, right? If we do want to make that high, that's a double up on your money. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But let's even say we don't even make that big move. Let's see. So we have this. Okay. Target I'm looking at is around 40. All right. Let's say you got some. It's a 10-point move. 10-point move. Again, remember this is leverage, so you're making a double up on the money. This is a 2x leverage. You can make some good money on that. Another way to do it, if you just don't want to buy the shares outright, you want to use something that's a little bit more safe. You can just sell puts, sell cash secured puts on MSFU. It's only 2,900, so you need less than $3,000. You need less than $3,000 to do that. You sell some cash secured puts on on MSFU, and if it comes down, okay, it comes down. Let's say you sell the 26, right? If it comes down, That means you buy it, you buy those shares at 26 instead of buying them at 29, right? You will buy them at 26, but you can still benefit on the way up when it does go up. But it pays to wait. If it just went without you, guess what? You just collect some premium. You don't have to even worry about it. You just collect some premium. So this is what we are looking at right now. Let me go back to MSFT, and you guys can see it. This is an inverted head and shoulders pattern. We just gotta wait until we cross the neckline. Once we get above the neckline, we should be looking very, very nice. If we look at the weekly candle, you can see it in the weekly as well. This is what the weekly is doing, but on a bigger time frame, if you're looking at everything, this is why I'm going to wait until we cross above, because we could also have what this. We can also have this, which is a head and shoulders pattern. But if we can break above this level, that means the head and shoulders pattern will be null and void. So that means we have space to make a one. All right, so this is why I'm being patient. And if we add the RSI is around like 50, so that's not an expensive stock right now. The market itself is at around 70, 80. All those stocks are all-time high. The RSI is around 70, 80. The MACD is overbought right now. This MACD is oversold. It's still in negative territory and oversold. So that's a good pattern showing up right now. Now, in terms of talking about the market, guys, I don't want to scare you guys. There's a couple of things I want to take a look at. Now, let's take a nice look at this is the US dollar index. That's TVC, the US dollar index. Guys, we can see that we have been at this level for quite some time. We're just chopping up here, but look at what we are doing right on that trend line. Right on that trend line, we just made a what? We just made a morning star. Look at this candle. Let me zoom in so everyone can see that. Bearish candle, doji, bullish candle, and that closed more than 50% of this candle. So this is a textbook bullish RME. And this is being done at a major trend line. Being done at a major trend line. All right. And again, not only we getting that's a candlestick pattern. If we are looking at the chart patterns, you guys can see this is a left shoulder, this is a head, this is a right shoulder. So we also have an inverted head and shoulder pattern. All right. So whenever the dollar is going higher, what does that mean? More people are taking money out of equities and putting it in the safe haven like the dollar. Even though the dollar pays less, but they are looking for safe haven. They are de-risking. People are de-risking. That's what's happening. Now let's go on the VIX. We should have the VIX right there. All right. If we go on the VIX, this is what the VIX did once again. It came and it was sitting literally right. That's the daily, right on top of that support zone that I have spoken to you guys about. Whenever we at that support zone and whatever, that spells danger. That support zone spells danger because typically we get a bounce. Now, what I was expecting to happen is a little push lower to come test this line and maybe squeeze, but it seems like we are not even going to get that push. As of right now, a lot of things can change. A lot can change between right now and tomorrow is going to be it's a whole world, man. It's a whole world. It's years. So we'll see how the market pretty much reacts. Another stock I wanted to look at for you guys also on the radar. Again, we have Microsoft on the radar. The next one that's not a beaten down name that I am currently looking at, that would be ServiceNow. ServiceNow is creating a bit of a base. It's creating a bit of a base right here after this crazy drop. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my. For the year, this thing is down 60%. 60. So can we get a near-term move? Possible. If we're looking at the if we are looking at the weekly candle, you can see we're making a bit of a hammer in the weekly candle. If we go on the daily, you guys can see we have consolidated here for quite some time. Is the push only going to be like to like 99 just to fill this gap? or can we actually move higher? It seems like right now, if you look at the MACD, let's look at the MACD. MACD is actually squeezing higher. We have volume coming, a low volume coming in, but we are still in negative territory, which means at any given moment, this thing can revert right back down. Are we in for another green week or more of a slowdown before going back up? Man, based on what the chart is telling me, it's more like a bit of a slowdown unless certain things change, right? I'm seeing a bit more of a slowdown before earlier in the maybe going up early in the week. This is what I was thinking most likely was going to happen, and then we're going to slow down. But it seems like that's happening in reverse right now. Um, Reminder: we also have expiration, so option expiration on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have that, the 19th. We have that on Wednesday. Therefore, expect volatility all this week. For those of us who are day traders or future traders, you are in for a wild ride. I need you guys to be disciplined because this is going to be a very, very, very wild ride, guys. This is going to be a wild ride. Um, Let me see which other stock I wanted to take a look for you guys again. Let's see. I am still holding, so I told you guys already. I took some profit on RDW. I'm still holding on to this. To depending on how the market closes tomorrow and what I'm seeing, uh, it's almost forcing me to actually get out, but I don't want to get out yet. I really don't because this is a cup and handle pattern, which means this is our ultimate target way up there. This would be our ultimate target. So I feel like getting out this early so we can make an extra $2 move. That would literally take that play from me from about like 90% return to nearly like 200, 300% based on that move. And that's the move I'm sort of like looking for. But I did expect for us to get some a bit of a challenge right at this level, and this is what we are getting right now. But if you look at the MACD is so bullish for the weekly. The MACD just turned positive in the weekly. Even here you can see we have increased volume and all this kind of stuff. What did we have? Again, I talked about it. This was a cup and handle pattern right here. That's textbook pattern. We see it. We cut that. We in. And we're gonna wait a little bit before we take out some profit. Now, what other stocks am I looking at? I'm also looking at snow. Why am I looking at snow? I have this here. It did not come exactly to my to the level I wanted to. It's already pushing higher a little bit. Again, if you look at it, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Seems like we are pushing higher. This is a trend line, but one thing to be wary of, you have to be careful about, is that they do have upcoming earning the following week, which is the 27th of May. They have earnings coming. They have earnings coming, but this is a company that has not made its one yet. Once again, these are the kind of companies I like to look for. Everyone's, I feel like the AI trade has ran its course for the most part. So the risk is on the downside. So the AI trade may still squeeze higher, but I just don't think it has enough legs left to keep squeezing that high. I feel like those cybersecurity those package software type of companies has more room to really make a move and really do something. So Snow right now is one of those plays I'm looking at. Other the big guy. I mentioned the big guy with you guys. I would really like AMD right around the 220s. This is what I really want. The right around like 217, between 215 and 220. This is where I want AMD. This is where I want it. I will be paying attention to see if we can squeeze a little lower going into earnings. Because typically, whenever Nvidia runs higher, right before earnings, right after earnings, they typically dump. But when Nvidia actually squeeze lower before earning, they typically pop. after earnings. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, but that move typically comes because one thing we already know is Nvidia is going to blow out their earnings no matter what because that company is sold out for the next 5 years. All right, that money that they talking about, the money's already there. It's just a matter of did they add additional products? Did they upsell anybody and things like that? That's what we are mostly looking at when it comes to Nvidia. Anyway, so again, quick review. My best plays, that's MSFT, which is Microsoft. This is one of my best plays for the week. If you want to play MSFT, you don't have enough cash on hand. I would use MSFU. So I will be watching. I will be watching that. Um, what else? I talk about Snow, which is on the list. Snow's on the list as things that might be making a push. Service Now is also another one. And for those of you guys that likes to short the market because you like when things go down because they go down so fast, right? Um, excuse me. One of my big short plays right now is CoreWeave. CoreWeave is one of my biggest short plays right now. Why? We actually lost the trend line that we had with CoreWeave, and CoreWeave may actually come right back to this trend line, which would put us at right around like 90s. That's the 90s. It's currently at 107. And if you look at it on the daily, what are you seeing? We actually made a lower high in the MACD. We are pushing higher, lower. The MACD is pointing straight down. And if you look at that, this is a perfect head and shoulders pattern that we have here. So we should squeeze lower. Again, a lot of things can change. We're just talking about probabilities here. So the higher probability on core weave is a move down. All right. So I feel like I've given you guys enough plays for the week. Just keep those things on your watch list. These are the things you should be looking at right now on your watch list. Let me see. Did I have anything else for you guys? um, Now, as far as a really high risk trade, I'm not in those trade. This is very high risk, but that may make a move. I actually reviewed that. Chevron. So we're talking about oil and gas companies. These are high risk trade. This just made a double bottom, right? This is the neckline. I want to see if we can take it. One thing I want you guys to keep in mind: if somebody decide to play this, and I might, if we go back to war with Iran, this thing is going to squeeze and we are going to make new highs. There's no doubt about that. We will definitely do that. But I want you guys to also keep in mind if nothing happens, if a peace deal is signed or whatever it is, this thing will probably drop like 10-20% in one day. So this is a high risk, high reward trade right now. High risk, high reward trade. All right. If I'm gonna use that, I'm gonna use that as more like a hedge of my portfolio. So I know if the market is if things are good, I know Chevron, ExxonMobil, those companies going to take off and whatever. I can make some profit. But hey, if a ceasefire is extended or a negotiated settlement happen, these companies will tank. But the other stuff that I have on my portfolio are going to go crazy. So that's my hedge, right? So that's the hedge, the hedging that I'm currently talking about. All right. Last one, last play for you guys. Absolute last play. I actually gave that to the team. This is crazy. It is tight. This is look at this coil. This is tight. It's squeezing higher. I felt like we need to break above to do that. It's not like we're at the bottom of this line, but this is literally just based on back conviction on that one because it has ran very hot already. This is Planet Lab. This is a space stock. If you don't know, Planet Lab, when you see those images come out with the war in Iran right now in the Middle East, when you see those news stations are reviewing those pictures and stuff like that, they are all contracted through Planet Labs. Planet Lab is the main company that provides imaging, like satellite imaging, from to a bunch of countries. So they have a ton of contracts. They are making a ton of money, regardless of what any other company is going to do in space. They already have a first mover advantage. They already established and making profit. Look at that. Look at their earnings. Green, 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 green. Meaning this is a company that is still making more money. Look at that. They most of the time they typically crush the competition. That time that they had that issue was because they were doing some capex. So they had a few stuff they needed to build some new satellite to launch and whatever. So they had to spend a ton of money. Aside from that, the satellite's already there. It's just a matter of signing new contracts and collecting money. And everybody, every countries and organizations, everybody's relying on them for things like that. All right. Right now, I will let you guys know again. The team and I is already in that play. If you are part of the community, we already in that play. But keep in mind, they do have earnings coming up first week of June. All right. That being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I want to wish you guys a great week. I hope you guys trade well. I hope you guys stay green. I hope you guys make a bunch of money. All right. I talked to you guys about the indicator that I use. My indicator. That's the open range workout indicator. One of the easiest indicator to use. And it's not only that. You see, excuse me. You see when you guys use indicators, right? Actually, let me go back on one thing. When you guys use indicators, typically those indicators would pretty much just tell you, hey, buy or sell, and you don't know why you need to buy. You don't know why the buy order was just triggered. You have no idea. This is the difference with this indicator, right? I pretty much build this a way where a baby can use it. Excuse me. That's the way this was built. It is so simple to use. So simple. Look at that. Where it's telling you this is the range, it tells you the range. When we break out, it tells you this is the breakout. See, that time we would try to break out below when it says the breakout, but the breakout never confirmed. We break out, and the breakout needs to be confirmed. Breakout bull. So you know every single stage. It's actually telling you which stage that we are. And then when it buys, it tells you buy trigger. And it also tells you everything here because it tells you which phase we are in. You buy, set your stop loss properly, and then just sit back and wait. All you have to do is manage your trade properly, and you should do fine. Look at that. Once again, same thing again. Gives you the range. The range is the first 15 minutes of the market, right? Gives you the range, gives you the buy. This is the breakout. Confirm the bull bias, but gives you the buy right here, right? This is why a lot of people lose money because when you have this moving up, a lot of people bought right there. So when we have this pullback, your stop loss get hit. You're losing so much, it's painful, so you get out, right? This indicator helps you stay out of these things because you know better. It haven't said buy yet. All this move happened. You might be like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss the move. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. But hey, it doesn't say anything, so you don't do anything. All right. Then we have this pullback again. It starts squeezing higher. No, it's not telling you to wash and do anything. Pull back again. We started moving up. It's not until we got way up here that it actually confirms. Again, if you use different strategies, you could have done a double bottom here or whatever and this and that, but this indicator is built to give you the highest probability of a winning trade that I can get. This is as close as I can get it to that. All right. So as long as you stay patient, you didn't have to catch this move. This move was from what 716 to 719. That's a good move. That's a great move, actually. Great move if you're trading options. But which one would you rather have? This is a $3 move, but or you can get in right on this candle when it says buy. That's at 718, and we gotta move all the way up to 722, which is a more reliable trade that because that really shows you have a bull bias. That really shows you have a bull bias and you just come in, you take your trade. If you are trading the cues, the way I'm using it where my stop loss comes right in the middle of the range. So when I get in here, my stop loss is here, and whatever, and I'm using it. I'm buying zero DTE options with 40 delta, and just let it rip. That's the way I'm trading it. If you are interested, if you'd like to get access to try this, again, this is a limited time offer. I'm letting people use that for the first 2 weeks for free. You should be able to make enough money for the first 2 weeks for you to be able to afford this indicator once your 2 weeks trial is over. Look at that. This is a winning day right here. Let's take a look at this again, right? This last one was a winning day. This one you would have get stopped out. You would have get stopped out on that one. That's okay. Again, that's day two. Now, day three. What exactly happened day three? Look at this drop. You would have made crazy money. So that's day three. So like that's two winning days, one loss, one loss. You win two, you lost one. This one, that's not a win day, right? That's what it is. And again, this day that's not a win day. You look at this one again. This one on the shorts, that's not a win day. So out of the pat, I just went over the last the last like 6 7 days, and you guys can see the last 6 7 days. You would have one loss trade, one loss trade. If you are not profitable, if you take 7 trades, you win six and you'll only lose one. If you are not profitable, you need to really ask yourself some serious questions. All right. So again, I'm giving access. If you'd like to get access to this indicator, make sure to drop a comment under the video. Let me know. Or reach out to me. My email information is on there, or you can join the link is on the description for the WhatsApp group. Join the WhatsApp group and ask for access, and I will give you access. You can easily trade that. The only thing I ask is an honest feedback once you're done, how you using it and how did it work out for you. That is the only thing that I ask of you once your trial is over. You don't need to enter any credit card information like, hey, if you forgot to cancel, I'm gonna start charging you. I don't need to do that. You guys know why I don't need to do that? Because when you are using this indicator, you're going to make so much money, you're going to want it. So I don't need to try to trick you into getting stuck in using the indicator. All right. Anyway, so just reach out to me. Let me know. I'll make sure to set you guys up with this indicator. I wish you guys the best. For those of you guys that are part of the trading community, I know it's already 9:50, but I will be on Teams live right after this call. I will be on Teams right after. And for those of you guys who cannot make it, I will see you guys on the live trading session tomorrow morning. Good night, guys. Have a good one. And for those of you guys who are not paid members, not of the community, not part of the community yet, I don't know why, but hey, maybe you're not. Not yet. You don't want to make money yet. Okay, that's all right. All right, that's all right. So anyway, I still wish you guys the best. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow, great trading day tomorrow. Just follow your plan. Again, it is POP, process over profit. You follow the process, the profit will follow. This is very simple. Have that process. Do the same process over and over again. And as always, it is get in, get green, get out. We're not trying to make $1 million in one day. It is base hits, bills, accounts. Don't never get scared to take profit. And you know what? If you take profit and something continues to run, and whatever, always leave a warner. That's my rule. Always leave a warner in case you ever wonder, so you can benefit on those trades. But always take profit, guys. Always take profit. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow in the live 9 p.m. Eastern time. Take care. It's been well. Peace out.